Hi folks, welcome back to the Carver's Wood Shop. This is Arlene. This is our next segment that we're going to do, this new Santa that I created a couple months ago and decided to do another one out of a block. Other than using the corner like we did in our past ones way in the beginning, about a year or so ago, we're going to go straight from a block as well, but we're going to have the face coming out of the front of one of these sides. What you will need is of course, make sure you have your carver's glove on, your thumb guard on, make sure you have a couple of good sharp knives that you can work with, and from there we can start with a few things here. The one thing we're going to do is proportion how we should do the block on this first segment before we actually start carving it. What we're going to do here is we're going to show you there's no pattern needed for this because you're doing it straight out of a block. There isn't anything to cut out on a bandsaw or anything like that. You just need to follow the video to understand how it works. Now, if you're a new carver, this might not be the one you want to work with right on the onset. If you had a little bit of experience with doing some carving and learning how to handle the block, then I would say go ahead and give this one a try. It's really an interesting one because I have eyes on him, and I also have an eyelid, as you see here. Okay, this particular piece is 3 3/4 inches high. I'm sorry, 3 1/4 inch high. That's 3 1/4 inch long by 1 inch wide. Okay, and it's 1 inch block. Now, some of my Santas we always did from the corner. As you can see, this is not the same. This is actually through a normal square piece. The way we need to divide this piece is in 3 sections. You want to divide this block into pretty well 3 proportions, and how you do that is taking your pencil and just going across, you know, and trying to space it out as close to 3 equal parts as you can. Once you have that done, then we're going to mark a piece that is called the front. Okay, so we know which is the front and which is the back, because we need to put this little diagonal line in here to start doing the head, and his beard actually comes down a little bit, so this will be the front, which will be lower. So you want to go up maybe an 1/8 of an inch on either side of that line that you created, and what you want to do is you want to make those lines go all the way around. These are going to be great reference points for you when you start carving these blocks up. But what we're trying to do is get this portion at an angle a little bit. Okay, so what we're going to do is, like I said, you go up 1/8 of an inch on either side or somewhere around there, and then you just connect it, okay, from one end to the other. And then I draw a line across the front, alright, and then we go up and we find out where it's meeting up here, and we connect the 2 lines again. So they should be going downward, okay, towards the front. This will not be the front. This is too high. So what we're going to do is we're going to erase this, alright, and we're going to erase the other line just to make it a little bit easier. I usually leave them on, but just for the sake of those that are not used to it, we don't want to get you confused, so we'll take those off. This here we're just going to leave as they are until we get to that point. So you're going to take your knife, which I have here, and the first thing you're going to do is you're going to do the corners. You're going to go straight in like a stop cut, and you're going to just cut out each corner to that line. Alright, see our line is right there. You're just going to cut that out like so. Alright, you're going to do each corner that way. You're going to follow that line up, and you know, you can use the same method if you want to go a little bit bigger. Whatever size that you have, you're going to do it in 3 equal portions. Okay, so you can do 1.25 like I'm doing now, or you can do it much more than that. That's entirely up to you. I'm also going to add probably to this DVD most likely on antiquing as well, so you'll have a record of how to do that, or my method of doing it. So all we're doing is we're just figuring. Now once we have the corners done like I have right now, what you're going to do is you're going to go across the bottom, and we're going to cut that out with a stop cut, just like so. A little bit from either side so we know where those lines go. Same thing here. Take the tip of your knife and follow that line down, and you're just going to chop that out. Okay? Alright. And we're going to do the back here, so we know where we are. Alright. So now we know where the head starts. Alright. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to start, see how it's concaved up here? We're going to start cutting out and rounding the top off. So we're going to just start rounding off each corner. And before we go any further, you want to make sure that this portion right here is marked off for the tassel. Alright? So it reminds us not to cut that whole thing off. Alright, we're going to put like a little block there, just like so. A little bit on this side, on the flat surface, and on this side. Alright, that's maybe not proportional, but it gives us an idea where, where it needs to go. Alright? So what we're going to do is we're just going to start rounding it off. Just a little bit all the way around. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to locate the top of the eyes are going to be. The top of the bridge of the nose. And I'm going to go downward. But before we do that, okay, before we can continue on, I'm going to just put that line right like so. And I'm going to start chopping around that a little bit. Might even chop down in each corner. I'm not going to touch the bottom portion here where the beard is going to be. We're just going to kind of take this and we're just going to keep chopping off a little bit here and there. Okay, and also we're going to trim some right in here and right in here. Okay, we're just going to trim a little bit of this out all the way around first. We'll leave that like that. That's okay. See, we still have the brim, the top of the nose there. We're just chopping a little bit off all the way around, trying to shape that head up a little bit. Okay, we're going to do the same thing over here. Alright. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to put a stop cut. We're going to follow that line that we had before that we just chopped off, and we're just going to cut this out. Actually, we're going to go straight across because we can take care of that a little bit later and chop that out. And we're going to go a little bit at an angle, as you can see, so we're going to go in a little further. Okay, I'll be right back.